Hey, what's up everybody? Anton here from dropshiplifestyle.com, and in today's episode of Dropship Weekly, I want to talk about how much time it takes to manage an e-commerce store once you're up and running. Okay, so this video is not going to be about the actual setup time, the research, the web design, the securing suppliers, the configuring traffic. We'll save that for another video, and of course that's all covered in detail in my dropship blueprint. But specifically what I want to talk about today is how much time it takes to manage it on a day-to-day, on a week-to-week, on a month-to-month basis. What are you actually doing? And the reason this came up and the reason I thought it would be a good topic is because right now I'm coming to you from a hotel room in New York, and I'm here for a few days. Just went out to Bethpage to watch the golf tournament, and today we're going to a museum. We're gonna go check out some stuff with my baby, show them around the city again, and just kind of enjoy life. So while I'm doing that, I'm still running businesses. So again, let's talk about what the time actually goes into, because I'm not technically on vacation right now. I'm still in business. I'm still running everything. But what do you have to do day to day? So first thing I'll mention is once you start to see any type of success, right, meaning you're making money, it is time to outsource. So I know personally, one thing I did was put that off for way too long. I waited to hire people, and I'm not talking about getting an office with a bunch of employees or anything. I'm talking about getting somebody that's going to be in your email inbox all day, that's going to be answering the business phone if it rings, that's going to be responding to live chat tickets, that's going to be responding to Facebook comments. And that should be the first person you hire, because most of the day-to-day, again, once you're established, goes into all of those things, which to me fall into sales and customer service. Where we are right now in 2019, sales and customer service are very, very similar, especially when you have an inbound-based business, which is what we do with Dropship Lifestyle stores, and which is what you'll be doing if you follow Dropship Lifestyle. Meaning the people that are buying from you are going to be finding you from ads that you run. They're going to get to your website and they're going to contact you, and it's going to come inbound, right? You're not going to be cold calling people trying to sell them stuff. You're not going to have an employee cold calling people trying to sell them stuff. Instead, people are going to search for what they want on Google. They're going to find your website. Maybe they'll see the phone number, they'll call in, maybe they'll send you an email, maybe they'll live chat. But again, just being there for those people to make sure you can convert them into customers is what takes the most time. Now, maybe if you're a new store, if your business hours are like, let's just say 8 hours a day, maybe only 2 hours of that time will be needed to actually have these interactions with people. But still, once you start making money, I think you should have somebody virtually from probably in the Philippines. That's where most of our staff is from. They're great. Not everybody, but that's anywhere, right? You have to find good people. But have them working that full shift, so as soon as somebody contacts your business, they can be responded to. Now, if you do that, that means that you can still have these sales coming in, and you could be away from the computer for those business hours. Now, does that mean that every single day when your business hours online say you open, you should leave and not be there? No, of course not. But in theory, you could. And this is why I get pushback sometimes when I tell people I got started back in 2007 after reading the 4-Hour Work Week, and people are like, oh yeah, but nobody works 4 hours a week. And while it's true, I work more because I enjoy it. I could, there's been plenty of weeks that I've worked less than 4 hours, and it's because that's what it's about, right? Having that option, not building a business where you're literally never doing anything, but if you want to, for any reason, if anything comes up, if you want to go anywhere, if you want to see anybody, you can. So once that part, again, is off your plate, you have that availability. Now, does that mean that, again, you don't have to do anything anymore? No. I'll tell you what I think a good schedule is for, again, a store that's done the research, that's set up, that's getting traffic, that's getting sales, that has somebody that's managing the day-to-day, meaning inbound sales calls, inbound customer service updates, things like order processing to send them to suppliers. Again, somebody could do all of that for you, and you could train them very fast. Realistically, maybe between $300 and $600 a month salary to have somebody do that for you. Okay, again, talking about amazing employees in the Philippines. Now, and if you want to know how to hire and how to train people, definitely go to dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar. That's where in module 7 of my dropship blueprint, I give you everything that we use, all the SOPs, all the tools. Again, dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar. Now, Once that's set up though, what do you do? Well, you have to make sure things are working, right? You're the business owner, so if your new employee fails miserably, or if one of your ad campaigns breaks, or if a supplier has a new product line, right, then you need to get it updated on your website. These are all things that you're responsible for. So I do recommend at least 15 minutes a day, probably more, probably like, maybe 20, 30 minutes a day, you're reviewing what happened. So if that person, again, your employee is answering live chats, look at the live chats, see how those conversations went. Are they giving the right answers in the questions? Are they being responsive? Look at the phone logs. How many people called in? Were the calls answered in time? How did those conversations go? And you could have them recorded and just listen. Same thing, look at your email inbox. Is it cleared out? Are all your customers satisfied? Were all the orders that came in that day processed? So that's where you should spend your time as far as being now like in the manager role. You're overseeing to make sure that that employee got everything done as efficiently as possible throughout the day. And side note, if they didn't, it doesn't mean like they're a bad employee. It doesn't mean that they're failing. It doesn't mean automatically they're trying to screw you or anything. It might just mean they need training. So again, dedicate your time to auditing what happened and then training that person. But really where the bulk of your time is going to go is to growth. Okay, because again, maybe you're only making a few $1,000s a month and you have this business now that takes you 15 to 30 minutes a day to manage. Well, what you should do with your extra time is look for growth opportunities. Now, what that means to me is new traffic, better traffic, new suppliers, better suppliers, and better promotions to existing customers, right? Trying to get your conversion rates up, trying to get your customer lifetime value up. So let's just say you decide that you want to work 2 hours a day, then your hour and a half of time that's not overseeing what's already happening should be auditing your ad accounts to see what's happening, should be going through online courses to see what other people are doing that you could model successfully, should be researching your competition, should be even surveying people that are on your website to see what they like and what they don't like, should be researching your competition to see if they're changing how they're marketing, to see if they're running any promotions that you should match. Again, that's where most of your time should go. And seriously, if you wanted to put in like, call it 8 to 10 hours a week of that research time, that's enough. So whether you want to do it 2 hours a day, whether you want to have like, Monday is your full-time day where that's what you're doing. You're looking at everybody else out there. Again, you're looking for new supplier opportunities. You're watching online courses to see how to convert better. Then maybe you take a whole day and that's just focused on that. And maybe if you have more time, then you're doing that 2 days a week or 3 or 4. I don't want to say you can't overdo it because you can. That's when you get into these people that only, listen to podcasts and only watch online courses and don't execute. So what you should do in your growth time is just try to find the best of the best, implement it, and then, see what happens. Is your business getting better? Is it getting worse? How can you adjust from there? That's where I recommend you put your growth time. That's what I do. But as far as managing what's already in place, 15 to 30 minutes a day should be more than enough once you have that first employee in place. And if you grow and you need 2 employees because they're overwhelmed, you get 2 and 3 and 4. Obviously, it makes sense, right? You grow as you need more hands. Don't just hire a bunch of people because you think you should. Do it when people can't get the work done anymore on their own and you notice things start to slip. Other than that, I mentioned auditing ad accounts. I did I think it was a podcast on this. I'll link to it in the cards above this video. I think it was a couple weeks back, but it was about how we audit all of our accounts every 2 weeks. So that's just something else we mark on the calendar. It takes a few hours, but we go through everything to make sure, again, everything's working, to make sure nothing broke. And if we notice that something maybe isn't working or seems like it broke, we identify the problem so we can fix it, so we can have it work in the future. But yeah, that's it. So as you can see, it does not take that much time. What I will say is if you stick at like 15 minutes a day and you just do that for a year and you just manage things for a year, unless you have somebody else working on growth, then your business is either probably just going to flatline or start to taper off. So make time for it. Doesn't have to be, all the time in the world. I do recommend blocking time so that you're not back and forth and kind of losing hours and wondering where your work went. What I mean by that is dedicate a block of time for management and then dedicate a block of time for growth. And while you're doing either of those things, you're doing that and that alone. Just makes it easier. So hope you found that useful. I'm gonna get some breakfast, go and enjoy the day in New York City. And before I do that, that, I'm gonna hop on my computer, where is it, over there, look at all the numbers, make sure everything is good, and have a meeting with the team for about 10 minutes to make sure everybody's on the same page for this week. So yeah, have a good day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all in the next episode of Dropship Weekly. And if you're watching this and you're not part of Dropship Lifestyle yet, again, I'll post a link. It's dropshiplifestyle.com/webinar. Go there, check out the training. If you like it, I'll give you a special offer to enroll, and you can be part of the family here at Dropship Lifestyle. All right, see you, everybody.